Alright, welcome back to SRT for Intermediates. The previous episode was on the start and the start line and what to do on the start line, and I delved a little bit into boost training and stuff. Today we're gonna talk about the first thing that you usually come across in a race, aside from your opponent anyway, which is ramps. So at the start of pretty much every track, um, you will encounter a ramp within the first 2 seconds. The exceptions are Sandarins, um, these two stages, Babylon Guardian, which nobody plays anyway, and these two stages as well. Um, but yeah, there are 3 types of ramps in this game. There's forced ramps, manual ramps, and quarter pipes. And we're gonna go through them with order of importance. So we're gonna start with forced ramps. Let's just go through Metal City first. Um, and a lot of stages are like this. Metal City has like a really small first ramp in terms of its width, but all of the ramps work the same way. So I'm gonna cruise up to this ramp. I'm gonna pause here so you can, or I'm gonna pause using the timer, and you can see here. This is like a very sort of flat ramp, which means that the first trick you're gonna want to do for it is a front flip. The shape of the ramp will determine the first trick that you want to do. In this case, it's a front flip, and if you jump at the right position on the ramp, you will get what we call top path. So on this ramp, it's pretty easy to see. If you jump on the part of the ramp that's orange, you'll get top path, and if you jump on the part of the ramp that's grey, you'll get bottom path. Assuming your first trick is a front flip and you've charged long enough. What I'm going to do now is cruise over this ramp and just not charge jump at all, and you'll see what happens. So you see there, I was doing tricks pretty slowly, you know, not not able to get anything more than, say, a double A most of the time. There are some ramps you can get X ranks on without jumping, but those are very few and far between, and this is not one of them. But yeah, let's go back to the start. There are four or five different levels of jump you can do if you release your jump at the right time, or if you don't release your jump or whatever. There's 4 different sort of jump distances you can do. There's no jump, which I just did. There is, I'm going to do a save state here, sort of demonstrate all of these. There is tap jump on a ramp, like this. And this gives you access to like the same speed of skills, but what it does is it allows you to jump earlier in the ramp. It's not very useful outside of that. The third one is half charge. If I can not do a ramp skip. The third one is half charge, like this. This one will give you the noise that you make for charging a jump, but it will never give you the top path that you want. And then the fourth one is full charge, like this, and this will give you top path. I highly recommend that you sort of identify the ramps on the stage, on every stage that you play, although you should be able to do this visually when you cruise up to them, and find a trick layout for each and every single ramp that you are forced to do on the stage. So for Metal City, it's pretty easy to get an X rank on this. You just do a front flip and 3 side flips, or, you know, front side double back. This is my favorite trick to do on this. There's lots of different things you can do. Just to be creative. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can get X ranks on a lot of these ramps. There are some that are very tricky to do, but if you experiment, then I'm sure you'll find a trick layout that suits you for each and every ramp in the game that gets you an X rank. Yeah. Alright, the next ramp we're gonna come up to in a little bit here, assuming I don't suck, is manual ramps. Now these are not like the other ramps, so this one here is a manual ramp. You can see I didn't press A or charge A or anything, I just cruised over it. And these are called manual ramps because you have to do a jump input to actually jump off of them. For all the tracks in the game, they will start with a sort of a forced ramp, apart from Sega Illusion and Sega Carnival, which start with manual ramps. And you don't have to jump off these manual ramps, although I recommend you do on Sega Carnival for the rings. But yeah, these ramps, you can just ignore them. They are useful if you are playing a gear that, you know, you somehow run out of air on and you need to get it. They're very good for that. They also like give you speed when you land, so you can boost chain off the landing as well. And that's something you should, you know, try and do at early levels, but maybe not level 3. The final ramp that we're gonna do or talk about is quarter pipes. And these are on pretty much every stage, I think. Yeah, pretty much every stage, apart from Babylon Guardian. And these are these little side ramps here. These work differently to other ramps, in that the best trick you can get off of these is an SS. And you have to fully charge jump, and hold left or hold right. So you like hold left here, and then right on the other one, and you'll get an AA. I don't think you can get an SS. Maybe on like the big fall ones. But yeah, these are the least important ramps in the game, and they are only really useful if you are like in an emergency requirement of air. I still wouldn't recommend taking them. I'd recommend you run. But the real reason people use these is because a lot of type shortcuts are on these ramps. So yeah, don't really have to learn anything about these. I wouldn't recommend you charge for them either. I would just recommend you like cruise off them, or like cruise onto them and tap A like this, and then do your shortcut or whatever. But yeah, that's the sort of 3 main ramp types that you'll find in this game. I'm just gonna go to the end of the stage and show you an example of a backflip ramp, or a backflip forced ramp. There's one front flip and one backflip ramp on every stage in the game, or on every stage. So the first one will either be one, and then the second one in the stage will be the other. If I can actually charge a jump there. MC is weird in that it has 3 forced ramps if you take top path, and no QT, and the same for Night Chase. But yeah, that's a backflip ramp. This is a full flipper. You can see even though I forward flipped there, I got bottom path because I jumped early in the ramp. And this is something that some people will like intentionally do. Either because the routing's faster, or because they want to avoid their opponent. But yeah, that's ramps in Sonic Riders, and some basic knowledge about them. So yeah. I think the next video I'm gonna do is gonna be on routing. Yeah, air management / ring management and general routing in stages. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, and if you have questions, once again, just visit the Discord and ask in the community discussions channel. But yeah, thanks for watching.